And somebody who doesn't like to talk about the championship, exactly to your point, post-race, Max Verstappen didn't want to talk about it, but who's, if you like, sight of it is getting further away, is Max Verstappen, retired lap 39 with, they're not sure what it was, some kind of hydraulics or fuel failure.
I think that Marshall was sure what it was either, was he? As he's watching flames lick out of the car, spraying it on the bodywork.
It always makes me laugh. How the drivers, I mean, Verstappen I thought was really calm, because when I see the marshal there, he's spraying it onto the bodywork, and I think, wow, every second you lose, how much damage is being done there.
We can see the flames all around the engine, up the exhaust pipe, the vents.
I'm surprised Verstappen didn't grab it and stick it in there, because
we saw Sebastian yesterday, didn't we? Sebastian went and took the extinguisher and made sure. You almost thought he was putting too much powder on. You know, I was thinking the mechanics have got to clean it off. But, you know, it's better to come back with a serviceable engine and parts rather than a crisp.
Yeah.
Sergio Perez then did finish second, scored some points for the team, but didn't look like he had the pace to challenge at all.
Yeah, but it was quite surprising, wasn't it? You could see that quite a few of the cars were suffering with graining on the front left. So I think that was hampering the Red Bulls. I mean, Verstappen was certainly complaining about it very early on, and that's why he was the first to pit, first of the one-stoppers to pit. But not the only team to suffer from that. We saw Alonso suffering from that in the Renault, the Alpine later on as well. So quite a few cars there. But even without the graining of the front tires, I don't think Perez would have been able to take the fight to Leclerc.
No, I concur, absolutely. But one thing that slightly disappoints me with Sergio is how, and I guess it's reflective of his position within the team, but I feel like he needs to step up a bit and put his foot on the throat a little bit, and not when the cool down lap when he's talking to Christian on the radio, his first message was basically sorry for Max. What are you being sorry for Max for? Stop being sorry for Max and worry about the position you finished. And I was disappointed with the way, I know that he doesn't want to hit Max, but he hooked it up beautifully at the start. He was close to Max and he deferred tremendously. And he said that Lewis braked incredibly late. Lewis didn't brake particularly late. You just gave him the corner. And I think he needs to just I don't know, push up a little bit harder.
Sergio's fourth in the championship, and he's ahead of his teammates. Alex, as a driver, what do you think Sergio should be doing?
It's tough, man, because now he's been pigeonholed into that thing, right? And you always get the feeling now with Sergio, even though he's had those great performances, helped the team very keenly win that championship last year, with what he did with Hamilton. But they have to be looking to, they want another science, don't they? And it's I think it's very hard once you've been into that number 2 role to try and break out of it. You saw Bottas try to do it last year, 2 years ago, and try and be a bit more forward with what he wanted from the team and from the car and stuff, but didn't really work, So, yeah, that's very difficult. I mean, I can't see it changing for him.
And it must be worrying for them to have, what is it now? Max has won one race, but he hasn't finished in 2 of them. And Sergio has had his own issues as well in Bahrain, of course. So that is very troubling, isn't it, Darren?
It's surprising, isn't it? But I don't know. Maybe it's something we'll touch on later. But in the lexicon of all these things, you've got to take into consideration possibly that Red Bull are now responsible for their own engine. I know they have Honda guys, back in Milton Keynes, but is this something that perhaps we should have expected, that they will slightly fall off a cliff? That maybe is a little bit too disingenuous and hard to say, but it's kind of, I hear in the background that Honda are putting more people into the team on the quiet, but it's not a coincidence. Personally, I don't think that they're suffering a little bit with reliability issues, which they didn't last year.